Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it is with my pleasure to give you all a walk around and tour of this new 2025 Ford F-450 Lariat. The Lariat is going to be the best option available for any F-Series truck, and that's because you are going to be getting a good amount of options and features. This one here is no exception, as it does have the fully digital instrument cluster, 12-inch productivity display, a heads-up display, as well as a 6.7-liter high-output Power-Stroke diesel V8. With that being said, a huge thank you to Bob Thomas Pre-Owned, which is a part of the Thomas Auto Group, for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. As you can see on the key, it does have a couple of different functions, and they are as follows. Your lock, unlock, your remote start, your bed release, and your panic button. To remote start the truck, just make sure the vehicle is locked, and double click the remote start function twice, and that high output turbo diesel engine will start right up. It will run for 10 minutes before shutting itself off. Now, if you want to shut off before the 10 minutes are up, just double click the remote start function again, and it will shut right off from there. Starting off here in the front of the vehicle, as you can see, you have a very nice unique grille, and it is very uniquely accented across the Ford emblem. Of course, you have the blue oval right there front and center, a front-facing camera underneath, Super Duty embossed over the hood, and then you do have your black recovery hooks down here below. This one here does have a set of LED daytime running lights with LED fog lamps, and this one here does come with a set of front parking sensors as well as rear parking sensors. Checking out the wheels and tires on this one, we are taking a look at a set of Continental Conti HDR5s, and this is a kind of unique setup here because this is a dually vehicle. So you are looking at 225 70R 19.5s all the way around. Coming over to the door, as you can see, this one here does come with the standard with a smart key access system, allowing you easy access to the exterior as well as the interior by having the key fob in your pocket and come up to the door handle. There's a touch sensor behind. Put your hand in, and the vehicle will allow you to jump on inside. And of course, the power running boards will retract down. Or if you want to lock the vehicle, just close it up and tap this button here. The power running boards will go back into place, and when it is enabled, the power folding mirrors will fold right in. The exterior color of this one is finished off in Antimatter Blue Metallic with the Baja Leather interior. Coming over to the door panel here, you do have some soft or mostly hard touch material on top here. However, it's complemented by the soft touch material down here. You have this kind of faux wood material here, power locks, your extenders for your tow mirrors, 3-person memory seating, power mirrors, power windows, 2 front windows are fully automatic. You have a small storage area here, a larger storage area here, as well as you do have a small area for a cup holder, as well as your Bang & Olufsen speaker in the door jamb. Along that smart key access system, the F-450 does come standard with push-button ignition. By having the key fob on you or in the vehicle, just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to go. Very nice. The F-450 Lariat does come standard with a fully leather-wrapped, rocking pinion power steering wheel with controls here on the left as well as on the right sides. You also do have your controls here specifically for your cruise here, audio controls here for the volume, hands-free voice. You do have your hands-free phone button here, controls for the instrument cluster, as well as your seat can track right down there. With that being said, we do have a full digital gauge cluster here, as you can see, with 2 main gauges followed by 4 smaller gauges. To the left, you're going to have your tachometer. To the right, you have your speedometer. On top, you're going to have your coolant temperature, your oil temperature, your oil level, as well as this vehicle's range to empty, as you can see. Below that, you're going to have your gear selector, a compass on the right, followed by, yes, the odometer on this vehicle. This is why I said it was new, or new in quotations, because this is on the pre-owned lot, although it only has 100 miles on the odometer. As you can see, we'll be able to cycle through a couple of different things here. It includes your My View, trip and fuel, head-up display, gauges, off-road, towing, status information, navigation, phone, audio, vehicle maintenance, as well as settings. Coming over here, we're taking a look at a 12-inch productivity display here, which is very nice. And as you can see, we are looking at the navigation system currently. The navigation system in this vehicle looks pretty nice. You're going to have your menu options on the left, which includes your menu for navigation, searches for destinations, save destinations, as well as favorites. So as you can see, it's pretty nice and well labeled. And of course, the overall display of the navigation looks pretty good too. Now, we are going to turn on the audio here for copyright purposes, and we're going to check out and see what's going on in the audio section. Audio is currently down, so thank goodness for that. You're going to have what's playing on the radio. You're going to have your sources there, which includes your AM, FM, and Sirius XM radio. Direct tunes are going to allow you to adjust different things, as well as your sound, which is down there. Seek track is going to be right here. You're going to have your preset stations down here, followed by your submenus down here as well. Now, with that being said, coming over to phone, you're going to be able to add a phone to the vehicle. We just looked at navigation. Favorites here allows you to select from any of these tiles, and when you do, it will go into this favorites area. So you have things such as phone list, recent calls, messaging, email, audio sources, sound settings, as well as vehicle settings. Coming over to your apps, you have Find Mobile Apps, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have YouTube in here, which is pretty nice, as well as Mobile Apps Help. Settings, of course, is going to be your comprehensive list of things that come in the vehicle standard, and you can change and adjust to your heart's content in this case. So you have things such as radio, add phone, sync navigation, sound, vehicle, clock, personal profiles, general, display, connectivity, vehicle hotspot, mobile apps, software updates, Ford Assistant, Amazon Alexa, 911 Assist, as well as valet mode. Let's say we want to see what's going on here with our vehicle hotspot. You can see things such as vehicle hotspot, data usage, settings, and all that down there. Let's go to our display settings. You can turn display on or off. You can have a calm screen on, adjust the brightness, as well as the different modes. Let's say I want to go and check out our vehicle settings. And that, of course, is going to include things such as your 30-minute max idle, key detection alert, rear occupant alert, easy entry and exit, and much more. Let's go to our general settings now, which is going to be language, units of measurement, trailer tire pressure unit, touchscreen beeps, about sync, and all that stuff. And as you make your way over to features is going to show you what comes in the vehicle standard as far as standard equipment is concerned. So you're going to have things such as driver assistance, your running boards, your zone lighting, your towing, your owner's manual, as well as record feedback. Let's say I want to see what driver assistance features come with the vehicle. It's going to come with your adaptive cruise control, speed limit assist, you can turn that on or off, lane keeping system, which includes your alert plus aid, pre-collision assist for your warning, braking, and steering, exit warning, rear view camera delay, blind spot information system, trailer side view, parking aid sensors, and everything else coming down here. And of course, you can enable or disable any one of these. And let's say I want to go to our running boards. You can have the approach detection turn on or off, and you have different running board modes. You have auto timer, out, or you can turn it off completely. So overall, that's just some of the things here that you can see that you can adjust and all that in the feature section. And overall, that is pretty much it for this side here, the infotainment screen in the F-450 Limited, or F-450 Lariat rather. Coming over here though, you do have your shortcuts, and includes things such as your navigation, phone, trip 1 information, as well as trip 2 information, fuel economy, off-road information, zone lighting, as well as your bed camera. When you put the vehicle into reverse, you do get a nice backup camera with guidance lines, and they do adjust as you turn the wheel. You also have a 360 camera view standard on the Lariat, which is very nice. You also have a couple other camera angles, such as a full screen view, a split screen view, what's going on in the bed. You have a towing camera. This is going to be specifically, these two here are going to be for your trailering. Parking sensors notifications, and this right here is going to be enabled for you to come to a full stop via the parking sensors itself. So overall, it's not too bad. And then this right here is a top-down view, as you can see. Coming below that, as you can tell, you have your usual stuff down here. Your volume knob and tuning knob. You do have controls here for some audio stuff here. Traction control off, your hazard light. This is for your camera. Dual zone climate controls going to be underneath. Your climate control settings going to be right on top of here. You do have a heated steering wheel, which will turn that off. You have 3-stage heating, as well as 3-stage ventilating seats for the front and front passenger. Fan speed there. To the left of that, you're going to have your Pro Trailer Backup Assist on top. Trailer brake controller down here. They both work in conjunction to make sure that you're accurately towing whatever it is you need to be towing properly. You do have your different modes that deal with 4-wheel drive, and then your drive mode selector. Drive mode selector here, when we come to the screen, is going to show us things such as normal, slippery, off-road, tow haul, as well as eco mode. And over here you do have a 12 volt outlet right here, and a 120 volt house outlet. You do have a little bit of storage here, 2 cup holders next to that, and when we lift this portion up here, you have a wireless charging pad here, followed by 2 USB ports, one being a USB-C and the other being a regular USB. Coming over here to the glove compartment, on top is going to be well appointed. You do have stitching here on both sides. When you open it up, you have plenty of storage space. As you can see, you have 2 more USBs down here, small storage cubby on top, and a little light inside. Now, this being the Lariat, obviously you are going to be getting a very nice, comfortable seating materials here. You do have perforations coming all the way down, which is very nice. And I do like the 2-tone setup in here. It kind of gives it a classy look, in my honest opinion. And at the end of the day, it is a Lariat, so it's going to be one of the more comfortable options without you spending more money on like a Limited or Platinum or something like that. Coming over here, you're going to have a 2-tiered setup here when it comes onto your glove box. You have an upper portion here. As you can see, it does give you a good amount of storage space. And then down here, you have a good amount of storage space in here as well. Coming over on top, actually, mirror. You do have controls for this vehicle's glass sunroof, which is what this is for. Visor controls are here. Overhead lights, and there are controls on both sides. You do have your aux switches. You do have your sunglass holder. You do have your garage home link, a visor with a mirror and LED lighting. And come over here to the left, you're going to have controls specifically for your third quarter window. This will open up the tailgate, headlight and fog light controls, gauge dimmer switches, controls here for your mirrors, electronic parking brake, and your gear pedal adjuster there. But overall, this being a Lariat, it is a pretty nicely equipped model, and for what it is, it does look pretty good. So with that said, let's go ahead and check out the rest of this truck. As you can see, you do have the same amount of materials coming into the back, and it is well appointed and quite nice. Leather on top of here, perforations coming down here. As you can see, you have 2 seat pockets, one on this side and one on the other side. 2 cup holders here, rear heated seats here, 2 USBs, rear air vents, and below that you do have a 400 watt outlet. And you follow that up by a powered armrest with 2 cup holders. diesel and DEF fluid. This Lariat does come with LED taillights in the back, which is very nice. Rear parking sensors, as I mentioned. And this one here being a Lariat, it can tow up essentially to 30,000 pounds when properly equipped. Soft opening tailgate. You do get the Tough Bed spray and bed liner from Ford, which is very nice. You do have an area where you can actually put a fifth wheel if you want. You do have LED cab lighting on this side, as well as on that side. And you also have your Pro Power onboard right here, which of course allows you to power your tools. And of course, you do have your tailgate assist. Pull this out. And it's connected now, so as you can see, you have to pull this out first and all that stuff. You do have body colored mirrors here with LED turn signals. Under the hood of the Ford F-450 Lariat, we're taking a look at Ford's high output 6.7-liter V8. It produces 500 horsepower and 1,200 pound-feet of torque. This one is going to be through a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it is four-wheel drive. All right, guys, so back in the Ford F-450 Lariat. It is a pretty nice looking truck. It's a pretty well equipped truck. And as you can see overall, it's pretty well appointed for what it has to offer. Now, with that being said, one thing that I do like about this truck is that it's a Lariat, so it's not going to cost as much as like a Limited, a Platinum, a King Ranch. You know, those can easily go over $100,000. Although when you equip this one with some options, it can probably go upwards of $100,000. But with that being said, this is essentially a new truck with 100 miles on it, so that's why it's on the pre-owned lot. But overall, though, it's a very nice equipped truck for the money and for what it is. It's a pretty nice truck for what it has to offer. With that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here for this walk around and tour of this 2025, not 24, 2025 Ford F-450 Lariat, finished off here in Antimatter Blue Metallic with the Baja Leather interior. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next